Well, more on that full forecast coming up. NBC Palm Springs at 6 starts right now.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
I'm Mark Mester. 2 Cathedral City teenagers were officially charged with murder today. That's tonight's top story. 18-year-old Christian Millward and 19-year-old James Carter were arrested earlier this week for the fatal shooting of 13-year-old Alan Martinez of Cathedral City. Police say this was gang-related. Our Brett Rosen has the latest.
Here in Cathedral City, to my left, you can see the visual left behind for 13-year-old Alan Martinez, the boy that was shot here just last week. Now, the 2 individuals that are suspected in this crime had their arraignment today at the Indio Larson Justice Center. And local law enforcement tell me that this is a gang-related crime, and this just shows the harsh reality of getting involved in something so dangerous. Yes, sir. Today, defendants James Carter and Christian Millward were set for arraignment at the Larson Justice Center in Indio. They were arrested earlier this week for being the prime suspects in a shooting in Cathedral City on the streets of Mission Indian in Whispering Palms, killing a 13-year-old boy named Alan Martinez. The Cathedral City Police Department says they believe this was a gang-related crime. Commander John Eno says gang-related crimes in the city is not very common, but it's something officers are trained for.
Most of our officers and our investigators are very well versed in who our gang members are, who's associating with who. And so when something happens, they tend to kind of have an idea of which way to go and where to look during their investigation.
Police say Alan Martinez was part of a gang at just 13 years old. And Eno says he has not had a case with a victim as young as Martinez. Law enforcement say in some cases, gang members are getting younger and younger.
Where, in the late 90s, early 2000s, your memberships were in the 20s, 30s. And gradually over the last decade or so, they've been trickling down to where you've got 13 to 14, 15-year-olds who are associating with gangs throughout the valley and also in our city as well.
Law enforcement say it starts at home, and parents need to be mindful of the type of people your children are hanging out with and talking to.
It's a tragic event. I would say is a reminder for parents to be mindful of who their friends are, who their children's friends are, who they're associating with, know their social media activity, who and where they're talking. This case should be an eye-opener for parents that their children, if they fall into the wrong hands, could be a victim of a crime.
Now, with the arraignment earlier today, there was enough evidence for the DA's office to press charges on both suspects. And as this case continues, we will continue the coverage. Here in Cathedral City, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
All right, thanks to Brett for that update. Tonight, in more local news, a person is dead after drowning in the Indio Canal today. The Indio Police Department confirming an investigation is underway tonight. The drowning was reported around 11:30 this afternoon near Avenue 44, that's west of Dillon Road. The Riverside County Sheriff's dive team is working to recover the body. No other details have been made available.
Tonight, investigators confirm they have collected the cell phones of Rebecca and Jake Harrow, the parents of missing 7-month-old Emmanuel. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says multiple items have been collected for evidence processing as the search for the Cabazon infant hits the 1-week mark today. Emmanuel was reportedly last seen outside of a Big Five store in Yucaipa this time last week. Meanwhile, his father Jake has a court appearance set for September 2nd for violating probation. Jake was arrested last year for being a convicted felon and narcotic addict in possession of an illegal firearm. He was previously convicted of child cruelty in 2018.
Just 2 weeks after the Rosa fire was contained, the Friends of the Desert Mountains started the rehabilitation process for several parcels of land that were burned. Today, the focus, Palm Canyon Trailhead. Tiani Jadaling joins us live in studio. She spoke with those with the nonprofit organization and has details on their efforts. Tiani?
Olivia, today was about documenting and recording species recovery around the 16-mile trail. Volunteers tell me they have one main goal, and it's to get these trails open and safe for everyone.
Earlier this month, the Rosa fire burned 422 acres of conserved land. 2 parcels surrounding this Palm Canyon trailhead, totaling up to 15 acres, was part of that damage. And this morning, Friends of the Desert Mountains, alongside the U.S. Forest Service, started the recovery process.
When the fire took place, they had to create a road outside of the trail, and so they had to bring that road back in. So a lot of dirt, a lot of rocks, everything like that was brought back in.
Friends of the Desert Mountains owns the upper part of the trailhead. According to the nonprofit, it's a piece of land that was conserved in the early 2000s and will take a lot of resources to rehab and make safe for those who use the trail.
With being a nonprofit, of course, we accept donations and would really appreciate the public helping us out here and helping our nonprofit, get this trail back open.
This Palm Canyon Trail stretches down to Palm Springs. Experts with the Friends of Desert Mountains tell me rehab could take up to a year, meaning those that frequent this trail won't be able to access it for some time. The organization's main concern at the moment has to do with erosion, especially if the San Bernardino National Forest could see heavy rain in its future.
We don't know what type of holes that it's going to create. You just don't know what those valleys are going to do with the rain.
And during this time, they have one request for those in the area.
Please respect the closure of the Upper Palm Canyon Trail so that we can start working on fixing the trail to make it safe for everyone as soon as possible.
Other areas the nonprofit will focus on will be Belvedere Road and Wilderswell Drive. Those are both just north of 74. Live in studio, I'm Tiani Jadaling, NBC Palm Springs.
Tiani, thank you. On this Thursday night, we're giving you a live look from our Agua Caliente casino camera from downtown Palm Springs. We're going to send things over to Chloe Carlson, who's tracking another hot day, right?
Brutal. Yeah, it was very hot out there today. I'm not going to lie. I'm very excited for some cooler conditions. When you have little ones out there, it can definitely be a little tough. So yeah, it was a warm day. We were under extreme heat warning, so no surprise there. So 115 in downtown Palm Springs. Those winds from the southeast direction. We have all these hot conditions. We have this ridge of high pressure that is building and peaking actually in intensity today and tomorrow. So we do expect those conditions to continue to be warm through Saturday. We're in that warm, hot, extreme heat warning through a Saturday for us here in the Coachella Valley, also up into the high desert. And just for fun, I will show you we're not the only ones experiencing these hot conditions. Of course, it is extending all the way up into portions of Nevada, Arizona. That'll not surprise anyone, and also portions of just north of Los Angeles there. So it's just a hot week for everyone involved here in the Southwest. This is a very massive ridge of high pressure center is taking over the West Coast. So it'll start to taper off in weekend as we get into early next week. But we do expect those temperatures to stay above average at least through the first part of our weekend. So winds, as I mentioned, from the southeast direction with the ridge of high pressure. It's also drawing up some moisture starting today. You might have noticed that it was a little humid out there. We'll get more humid as we get into the weekend. So cloud cover will help taper off those temperatures, but we'll also see it get a little bit more humid during the day as well. So for this evening, if you're going for an evening stroll or evening bike ride, still triple digits through 10 o'clock. It'll be 98 degrees by midnight. Here's a look at your comfort area 3-day forecast. 113 for Friday. Like I said, we'll back off a little bit as we get into the weekend with those storm chances. We'll break down what I can expect in that full forecast coming up.
All right, Chloe, thank you for that. Coming up next tonight, high school football officially begins tonight over at Rancho Mirage High School. Our Tim O'Brien and Caitlin Kelly will join us live to kick off coverage.
Plus, Doors Open California holds a statewide celebration providing tours of historic sites, and it's coming to Desert Hot Springs. Details after the break.
First, we have a look tonight at your gold and silver prices. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6 o'clock on this Thursday, and we're back right after this.
committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
In Desert Hot Springs, family and friends are mourning the loss of 21-year-old Christopher Ventura, who died in a motorcycle crash last week.
A vigil brought together dozens of bikers and loved ones who not only came to honor his life, but also to demand safer roads. Our Alondra Campos was there and has tonight's story.
The sounds of engines echoed through Desert Hot Springs. A community of riders gathered in unity and grief. Their helmets and headlights became symbols of love as they paid tribute to 21-year-old Christopher Ventura.
Christopher was a light. He focused on making you laugh. He focused on making sure that everyone around him was loved. And he focused on making sure that everybody was okay.
He was taken too soon. My heart hurts. My heart hurts for him.
At least 100 of Ventura's family members, friends, and riders from all parts of the valley came together to honor his memory. A scene that filled his mother's heart with an overwhelming sense of emotion. Ventura, described as kind and full of love, died last week in a traffic collision as he was riding his motorcycle to work near the intersection of Palm Drive and Dillon Road in Desert Hot Springs.
I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it, but we're here, and this helps give closure.
One of the last people to see Christopher alive was a close friend who spoke with him just minutes before the crash.
Seeing the whole car accident happen, didn't know what was going on. I didn't know immediately that it was him, but I immediately started reaching out to the whole bike community, car community, letting everybody know, like, somebody had passed away.
Many of Christopher's family and friends not only came out to honor his memory, but also raise awareness about the frequent accidents they say occur at this very spot near the intersection of Palm Drive and Dillon Road. And they hope this tragedy will push the city to improve road conditions for drivers and motorcyclists alike.
Anyone and everyone that wants to be involved, I'm gonna work on it. And we're gonna make this a safer spot, whether it's putting cones up, putting speed limits.
We spoke with the Desert Hot Springs Police Department, who acknowledged that Christopher's story is not an isolated case.
I'm typically on Palm Drive a lot. That is one of our main thoroughfares, and it's one of the places where it's a big part of contention. So I spend a lot of my time there, and approximately, just taking a guesstimate, about 90% of my citations are off of Palm Drive.
City officials say they are also working on ways to make this stretch of road safer.
What Palm Drive South encompasses is that we are going to do more bike lanes, more traffic signals. There's going to be about 138 new lights. So it's going to improve the safety of that street.
For Christopher's family and loved ones, those changes can't come soon enough.
Something tragic like this, it could be the last one. And that's the beautiful thing that I think Christopher has given us, is that he knows that this family is full of fighters, and we'll fight for him.
For NBC Palm Springs, I'm Alondra Campos.
In more local news this evening, the American Reproductive Center in Palm Springs has reopened at its new location. You may remember the clinic was the target of a terrorist attack on May 17th. The group announcing on social media their IVF and andrology labs are operational, and their continued work there has resulted in a successful pregnancy. The clinic's new location is on the same street. It opened up a matter of weeks later. Since then, they've completed 5 embryo thon transfers to patients at the facility, one of which resulted in that announced pregnancy, and they're awaiting results on the 4 other procedures. The clinic saying, quote, "We are incredibly proud of the outstanding quality of care we continue to provide and are so grateful for the trust of our patients during this transition. Thank you for your continued love and support as we rebuild stronger than ever."
If you're someone who enjoys museum tours, there's a neat opportunity that's arriving in September. Doors Open California is holding a statewide celebration, providing tours of historic sites, and Desert Hot Springs is on the list. This initiative is fronted by the California Preservation Foundation. Cabot's Pueblo Museum and the historic Rock House will be proudly featured for an immersive educational experience. You can register for just $20 to access all sites. To learn about how to register your tickets online, you can visit the newsroom tab of our website. That's NBCPalmSprings.com.
Taking a live look outside our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera this evening. A sticky one out there and only getting a little worse for the weekend. Chloe Carlson's in next to tell us more about our 7-day forecast.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
And happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome back. Right now, we're taking a live look at the Walter Clark Hub 11 cam in Rancho Mirage. Clear blue skies from this direction, but definitely seeing some more cloud cover today. And that's a trend that we will see continue for this week. Some light traffic there on the 111 and light winds as well. Not too bad for Rancho Mirage. 116 for the high today. So just a degree away from that record-breaking number, 117. Don't love that. You'll also notice our normal average number is also scaling back. So that's good news. Hopefully cooler conditions are on the way for us. Autumn right around a month away. At this hour, still 110 degrees in Thousand Palms, 108 up in 29 Palms, 112 for Indio. Overnight tonight, we will be in the high 80s here for the desert floor, even low 90s for some areas. So not getting a lot of relief overnight, and that's a trend that will continue for us. Tomorrow morning, start early if you want to go out for your morning stroll, because it'll be 90 degrees by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So very similar conditions that we saw today, 100 degrees by 10 a.m. Like I said, we will see some cloud cover out there with that surface moisture. Also saying, yeah, relative humidity rise as well. So along with those hot temperatures, as Olivia mentioned going to break, it is going to feel muggy and a little sticky out there. So make sure you are staying hydrated, find the shade, do not be doing those extracurricular activities during the peak of the day. So by tomorrow, that ridge of high pressure center will be moving over Arizona. Chances start tomorrow for rain, very light accumulations. A slight chance for us here on the desert floor, but not likely. Saturday, those chances go up. 46% chance for rain in Palm Springs. Light accumulation, and that continues into early next week as well for us here on the desert floor. So low to moderate rainfall rates, but worth mentioning those continue through early next week. Here's a look at your Comfort Air 7-day forecast. So temperatures again continue up above 110 degrees. Back to seasonal chances of rain by the weekend.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
These are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating. And we couldn't agree more. The NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk with Tim O'Brien. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
High school football is officially back. It begins tonight at Rancho Mirage High School. The Rattlers taking on the Christian Patriots. That's where we find the hosts of our Friday Night Lights show, Tim O'Brien, Caitlin Kelly, out there live. And I see you got someone with you to talk to tonight. Hey, guys.
Yeah, hey, Olivia, we'll get right into it, of course, with Coach Matthews here for the Rancho Mirage Rattlers. Long summer, long spring into summer, ready to rock, no turning back. How you feeling tonight?
Just excited, the opportunity to get back on the field. We have a lot of players that were injured last year that get an opportunity here again as seniors to really show what they can do. And, we don't take one day for granted here. We're just excited that we get to play high school football.
And Coach, 13 years now here at Rancho Mirage. What makes this team different?
Well, I think it's just the senior leadership we have. We have so many guys that are, they're just leaders not only on the football field, in the weight room, but on campus. They're students first. They really help their younger players out, the freshmen that are coming in. They're just big brothers, and we take great pride in building student athletes here. And we know, whatever happens on the football field is going to happen, but we're really proud of this group. They're going to go out and be successful people someday. So that's exciting, and to see all their hard work that they put in, and now they get to show it to their fans and to their family and their friends. So it's awesome.
With that senior talent, with that leadership here in Rancho Mirage, high expectations, the bar is set high. Maybe you're the team to beat around the valley. Just how do you keep your team grounded and not look too far ahead?
Well, first, you don't believe any of the hype that people bring at you. You have to stay humble and you have to stay hungry. Last year's team and the year before, those are all different teams. They had different players, different captains. You never forget history. You got to review it sometime. But this group is different. The leaders are different, and guys didn't get to play last year. We got younger guys that are coming up that are getting opportunities. So, our expectation is just getting better every day. That's what we got to do. We don't really worry about what the media says or what other teams are doing. We really focus on what we can control, and that's what we try to attack every day.
Well, we can't thank you enough for taking a few moments here with us. Rancho Mirage hosting Christian tonight. Kickoff at 7:30. We'll have a full recap coming up tonight on NBC Palm Springs at 11. Coach Matthews, that's Caitlin Kelly. I'm Tim O'Brien. We'll toss back to you guys in the studio.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
2 new thrillers at the box office this weekend. Here's Manny the Movie Guy.
It's one of those stories that's stranger than fiction.
Oscar-winning director Ron Howard gets inspiration from a true story that's truly stranger than fiction.
You are the very definition of survival of the fittest.
Set in 1929, Jude Law heads a group of outsiders who settle on a remote island off of the Galapagos. Some to escape fascist Germany, and the others bound by greed.
There is none.
Howard assembles an impressive cast, including Vanessa Kirby, Danielle Brühl, Sydney Sweeney, and the scene-stealing Ana de Armas as a mysterious baroness. Gripping, although it's highly melodramatic, Eden is a character study of a movie made better by the cast.
And it's a hauntingly provocative and entertaining film about the dark side of the human heart. I enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Boy, you just synthesized it beautifully.
And for that, Eden gets 3 out of 4 Paradise Lost kisses. Also out in theaters, Relay.
I help people who see things they shouldn't have.
The fantastic Riz Ahmed plays a fixer. He brokers deals between corrupt corporations and whistleblowers. Lily James is a scientist who needs his help. She wants to expose a dangerous chemical cover-up.
They're really 2 lonely souls, right?
Yeah, beautifully put. That's exactly right. They're these lonely souls
looking for connection.
Their connection? A relay service.
Hello, this is the Tri-State Relay Service.
The Tri-State Relay Service is effectively used as a form of communication to hide identities.
There was a lot of tension in there.
From David Mackenzie, the director of Hell or High Water, Relay is nerve-wracking from beginning to its unpredictable, twisty ending. The film reminds me of the conspiracy-laden movies of the 70s. It's my pick of the week.
One of the best paranoid thrillers I've seen in a while.
Thank you, Manny.
And for that, Relay gets 3.5 out of 4. Transmit the message. Kisses. I'm Manny the Movie Guy for NBC Palm Springs.
The content of any relayed conversation.
The person who's called
Brighter Side of the News is brought to you by Fiesta Kia. Discover the all-new Fiesta Kia located in the I-10 Auto Mall.
Got milk? Well, if you do, tomorrow is World Plant Milk Day, so time to celebrate. Cheers with a cold glass of plant milk. It's observed every year on August 22nd. The goal is to encourage consumers to try dairy-free, learn more about the nutritional value of plant-based milk. You're probably familiar with some of the common forms. They've got almond milk, coconut, oat milk, and soy, but there are other plants that render milk as well, including hemp, quinoa, cashew, and flaxseed. All of them, I think, getting more expensive as I read all those options.
Yeah.
But, you know, I like a nice milk alternative.
Right, if you need an excuse, it's a World Plant Milk Day. So get that oat milk at Starbucks, all right?
Celebrate all day tomorrow.
There you go.
All right, that's going to do it for us. We're back at 11. Fred Rogan's next.